ഇവിടെ കൂടിയിരിക്കുന്ന ബഹുഭൂരിപക്ഷം വരുന്ന മലയാളികൾക്ക് വേണ്ടി രണ്ട് വാക്ക് മാത്രം ഞാൻ സംസാരിക്കുന്നു. അധ്യക്ഷൻ ശ്രീ രാഹുൽ എന്നോട് പറഞ്ഞു വളരെ ചുരുക്കണം, സമയം അതിക്രമിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നു എന്ന്. രണ്ട് വാക്ക് മാത്രം. ഇന്ത്യയുടെ ഏഷ്യയുടെ ചരിത്രത്തിൽ ആദ്യമായി ഹിന്ദുവിനെയും ക്രിസ്ത്യാനിയെയും ഇസ്ലാമിനെയും എല്ലാ മതക്കാരെയും ചേർത്ത് വെച്ചുകൊണ്ട് ഒരു സർവ്വമത സമ്മേളനം സംഘടിപ്പിച്ചത് ശ്രീനാരായണ ഗുരുവാണെന്ന് നമുക്കറിയാം. ലോക ചരിത്രത്തിൽ ആദ്യമായി അമേരിക്കയിലെ ചിക്കാഗോയിൽ അങ്ങനെ ഒന്ന് നടന്നു. വിവേകാനന്ദ സ്വാമി അതിൽ പങ്കെടുത്തു. പിന്നീട് ഏഷ്യയിൽ നടന്ന ആദ്യത്തെ ആ സർവ്വമത സമ്മേളനം, അതിൽ വെച്ചാണ് ഗുരുവിൻ്റെ ഏകലോക ദർശനം, ജാതി മത ദേശ ചിന്തകൾക്കപ്പുറത്ത് ലോക ജനതയെല്ലാം ഒന്നാണ്, വിശ്വ സാഹോദര്യത്തിൽ അധിഷ്ഠിതമായ ദർശനം. അതിനുവേണ്ടി സർവമത പാഠശാല ശിവഗിരിയിൽ സ്ഥാപിച്ചു.
N.K. Premachandran, Honorable Minister of Kerala, our guest of honor, Sri Ashok K. Kanda, Brahmashri Prakashananda Swami, President of Shivagiri Math, Brahmashri Ridambarananda Swami, General Secretary of Shivagiri Math, Brahmashri Sachidananda Swami, President Gayatri Ashram Chalakudi, Brahmashri Sarva Rupananda Swami of Ramakrishna Mission Ceylon Branch, Most Reverend Venerable Professor Bellanvilla Bimalaratna Thiro, Chancellor of Jayavardhana Pura University, Most Reverend Dr. Oswald Gomis, former Archbishop of Colombo, Ashik Fasil Muhammad Farooq of all Ceylon Jamaitul Ulama, other distinguished personalities present here, President and members of Sri Narayana Guru Society of Sri Lanka.
And our pleasure today is basically listening to Professor Ashish Nandi, one of the leading intellectuals of India. So I do not want to stand between him, the lunch, and everybody else. So I'd simply make a few observations to set the tone for today's discussions. Professor Nandi is, of course, going to speak to us about praxis of dharma in South Asia. But the focus of it, or the background of it, is very well known to all of us.
Frankly, I do not really want to speak on the practice of dharma in South Asia. Nor do I want to eulogize Sri Narayana Guru. He doesn't need my testimonial. He is not a job applicant anywhere. And in any case, whatever I say will not add to his glory. I cannot increase it any further. And I'm afraid, I suspect that your tributes to him also will not increase his stature. He has his own stature. It is right there. You don't have to underline it. It is more important to examine it and see how it works. What perhaps we can do with it. We have to learn to use our great men a little more imaginatively. The first thing I would like to make clear that dharma is a category of thinking. It is an analytic concept. And this requires, and this means, that we have to extricate dharma from the meaning that has been given to it over the last 150 years in all over South Asia, Southeast Asia, even in East Asia. Dharma, despite what our constitutions say, is not religion. We say this, but we also forget this. Dharma is common to all the religions that dominate this part of the world. Dharma is something which pervades our way of looking at the world, and dharma is independent of the definition given to it in our constitutions, namely as an ad hoc translation of religion, because we do not have a word.
Mr. Nandi has elaborately, but in his brief speech has said that there is variety of thinking. But ultimately the goal is what? The goal that every religion teach is good for the humanity. Why do we have lots of gods, goddesses, religions, sub-religions, caste, subcaste? I believe the reason behind is nothing but selfish attitude. Because one doesn't want to appreciate another person because he feels that other person will grow above him. So what is the easiest solution? The easiest solution is that you come with your own philosophy. Make your own followers and bracket it as dharmas.
I am Satyabai Sivadas, Chief Editor of Shivagiri magazine. I do translations for the magazine, and I translate the word dharma as righteousness. Is it correct, or is dharma relative to circumstances and context? I would request you to clear my doubt. Thank you.
My name is Dr. P.K. Sabu. Sir, our topic is Praxis of Dharma in South Asia, Buddha to Narayana Guru. Just recite two lines, how these can be connected. How Narayana Guru described Buddha. Or perhaps righteousness in holy human form. Nara Divyagridi Bunda Dharmamo. That is how Narayana Guru described Sri Buddha. Thank you.
My name is Ram. I'm from India. Professor said the action and the thought is intertwined. I look at the youth of the world. To a large extent, these principles or the attitude is applied in their life. But is it towards the right direction? If we could divert or probably direct the youth using dharma as a principle and work on this particular attitude of thought and action intertwined can be applied through their karma for the world of good.
If you take together the questions which has arisen, many of the questions answer themselves. If there is Loka Dharma, Bhakti Dharma and Sanatan Dharma, there is more than one Dharma. More than one Dharma. And you have to reconcile them. Even if you don't enter the issue of community at all, you have these three Dharmas with you. And you have